Hello everybody, good afternoon. You are joining Stamp with Michelle Pepper and we are doing a little bit of lunchtime crafting. Today is Wednesday, the 8th of October. This is the time when I come on most weeks. There are some weeks that I can't make it, but generally I am committed to coming here at 1:30 New Zealand time, and we do a couple of projects. So I'm just gonna turn you over now, so and I always have to just make sure that I'm pressing the right button. All right, all good. And we've got some lighting, great. And just adjusting this a little bit. I just have one of those gooseneck things. Right, so 8th of October 2025. Gosh, this year has gone by. So I am using a product today from the mini catalog, which is from September to December 2025. It's valid. And so if you still haven't got one of these catalogs and you don't have a Stampin' Up demonstrator, please reach out. I am happy to send you a copy at no cost. And so on page 13, we are having a look at this product today, Joyful Days, Memories and More card pack. So I'm not sure if you are familiar with what Memories and More cards are, but basically memory keeping, better known as scrapbooking, but there is different options these days. And so we have pockets, what we call pocket scrapbooking. And so you get a pack that comes in a cellophane wrapped, and I just open it up and then use one of these cases that we have and store it all in there. So in this particular one, so sometimes the configuration changes, but these ones we get, and I'll show you, probably this is a better way to show you. So we get 3 of the 6x4 size, but they're double-sided, and so we've got 3 different ones and 6 of each in this pack. So they're not always configured that way, but this particular pack is this way. So we've got this first one, second one, and then this third one, which is all 4x6. So that's a pretty standard size. That's what your photos would be printed out. 4 inches by 6 inches, by the way, not 4 centimeters. I know we are in New Zealand, and so we use metric, but there are some things that we still use imperial. 4x6 photos. And so, yeah, and then it's double-sided, so you get 6 of each, so that's 18 of the 4x6 pieces. And then now you have those little ones, so you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, 6. All right, so you've got those, and again, they're double-sided, some with words. So this is one side, and the other side is the tree, and that's one side, and that's the other side. So I had it arranged in such a way that so these are pocket, so I've just put it in here so you can actually see them quite clearly. So you're opening a page, you would have something like that, which is quite cool. Lots of room for journaling, lots of room for photos. You can put photos here, you can cut them out 3x4, which is what this is, and then just slightly smaller too. So you have a mat. But yeah, so that's how memories, if you're using it for memory keeping, I mean, like on page here, when there's one that's been made up, it's really, really cool. So let's have a look at page 13. We do have samples there. So I'm not sure if you can see like that. So that was a four quadrants, and it's all 3x4, and so you get, you've got quite cool. You can use those 2 cards, and then you get 2 photos. That one is the configuration that I had, which is a 4x6, and then you have photos and some journaling. So it makes for very quick memory keeping, and doesn't require a lot of designing work. You can also see we have another pack at the moment, which is in our annual catalog. Okay, that's valid from May 2025 to April 2026 on page 30 and 31. You can see the products that we have here. It's called Memories and More because obviously you can make cards with it as well. So like in this case, where are we? Sorry, here and there, a little bit here and there, but you can see how quickly these cards come together. Okay, so you use one of the 4x6 and then you use one of the 3x4, and then you just cut the word out of one of the 3x4 from Joyful Day. See, you just cut that out and put it on here and you get a card just like that. So they even have, like, we even have the envelopes sorted to size. They're 20 card bases in envelopes. So you've got two different sizes. You've got the 4x6 one, and then you've got a smaller one to put for the 3x4 cards. We've got the album, so you can put all your pocket pages in there, and then a journaling pen, and also we have the Memories and More card pack. This is a different pack called Celebration Expressions. You can see some of the examples here. All right, so I'm going to leave that and take you back to our cards. So today I'm showing you how to use those Memory and More cards to make a card. So very simply, we are doing a variation of what we call a Z fold. It's called a Z fold because if you look here, it looks like a Z. One, yeah, or a lightning Zorro. So it's called a Z fold card, okay? So I've just used it very simply. Sorry, I can see an ant. Where did this ant come from? All right, so we've got a 4x6. Just used it as it is. I don't even change anything because you don't need to. You want to, you can put sequins on there. In fact, we know what we can do. We can add a couple of sequins on there. Maybe I'll do that in the card that I'm going to demo. Just right on there. I've got a fold here, and I use one of the 3x4 cards just as it is. I've made this into a gift card holder because, you know, it's Christmas time. It's always handy to have Christmas card gift cards holder, so you can use that as it is. So that was also from one of these Memory and More card. I just cut them in half and then use a punch. That's just the back side of that, so that's cool. And there's a little bit of writing here for you to write on the message. And so there you go. That was a simple card. So I'm going to do a variation of it. So in this kit, right, so I'm showing you how the kit will come in, right? When you place an order with me each week, to say thank you to you, if your order is $50 or more New Zealand dollars, then I want to show you thank you by sending you some card kits so that you can get crafting and creating straight away. But yeah, just to say thank you to you. And because I love crafting and card making, so I give you a card kit so you can make it too. All right. Okay, so this is a variation of that one. Okay, so let's see. We have a card base, and I've already scored the place. Okay, so basically it's just a standard, you know, this is a half sheet of a A4 sheet, lengthwise, cut lengthwise, and then half to get your normal, this is how your normal card be. Well, the book fold, or portrait way would be the 10 fold. Okay, and then for the front, I have folded back on itself half again, so no measurement needed, really just folding it in half, and there you go. We have this kind of mechanism. All right, let's move these out of the way. Now, so in this one, you have a 4x6 like here, and you have we've got quite a few. We've got 1, 2, 3. Okay, we've got these 3 that I've picked out. So you've got a double-sided. Look at that. That's kind of like, that's pretty cool too. So you can really make one big long tree card if you really want to. Yeah, you can do it like that, and then have some journaling. That's for sure. So you can play around with how you want to, you know, just to give you an idea. So so basically in this card kit, you will be getting one of the 4x6, and you'll get 3 of the 3x4. The reason for that, for this card in particular, is because I am going to show you how how I played with it and what I've done here. So bringing in my trimmer, all right, I'm just going to put that aside, these aside here. This big long one, now it is all right to go on here the width-wise, but it's slightly longer because this is 4 by 6. So this is 6 inches long, but my card base for an A4, it's not 8 inches, it's not 6 inches long. It's actually only half of it is 14.8. Yeah, so that's 14.8. So just under 6 inches. And so I wanted to cut this. First up, I'm just going to cut it in half straight away. So it's 4 by 6, so that's a 6. I'm just cutting it into 3. All right, so I'm just going to cut that into 3 inches. It's easier to say 3 inches, by the way, instead of saying 7.6 centimeter. And, you know, when it is 4 inches, it's easier to say than 10.15 centimeter. So sometimes I do use them interchangeably. As I said, we are in New Zealand, so we do use metric. But yeah, sometimes for convenience sake, I do use the imperial. So I'm going to want to do this like so. Okay, so I've cut it in half so that it kind of looks like one piece with a cut in the middle. And so that's fine, but I do need to cut a little bit of this off. So I'm going to, and this is what I do. I just kind of, I would say probably if that is about, I'm just going to eyeball it. See, I just use my little finger and then put it onto here and looked at it. Yeah, it's about 7.1. Okay, let's see. Maybe I'll make it 7.2. Maybe I'll make it 7.2. Let's see how we go. 7.2. All right, let's see if that will fit. Yeah, I think so. I think I'm happy with that. I could make it smaller even if I really want to. Yep, I could. Just make it slightly smaller, 7.1 then maybe, instead of 7.2. And we do have a good trimmer that we can do a sliver of. So that's pretty cool. All right. So that's going to go on here. Happy with that. And then the other side, because it's on here, I think I can get away with that. Or if I really wanted to, just so that it covers, I could do the same. Right, I could cut off 7. So make it 7.1. Let's make sure that it is right. Why does it look a little bit skewered? Okay, I don't know. Just going to do that, 7.1. All right, so I've got these out of the way. Let's have a look. I am quite happy with that, I think. I'm just going to do that now. Right, and I forgot to have a little bit of extra some extra right, I'm just going to use so I'm just going to cut this off and about 14.8, so that's just to cut off half. All right, and then cutting it off at 10.5. So sometimes I just do that so I know that those are kind of like standard card size that I use, and then I have a little bit extra here. Okay, and do you know what? I think I'm missing a white piece as well. Gosh, missing a lot of pieces. I think I just wanted one, which is about maybe 14.4, just a standard matting for my 14.8 minus the full 14.4 and 10.1 or 10.2. maybe a 10.2. Okay, let's have a look. All right, so those were missing from this kit, but your kit will not have that missing because I will be double checking and triple checking as I do. Right, so I can put it on here like so. So there's some room for journaling, right? And then we've got that covering up, and then that's going to go on here, and we've got our card. All right, so let's glue it on. Yep, should be fine. I'm not doing any, if you prefer, you can use that side, all right? And then you'll have a slightly different looking thing, card. But that's all good. Just showing you. Right, come on. Come on, glue. Work for me. Oh, my goodness. Let's check out if I have another glue. Okay. Sure, I'll get some more out of that. You use this one for now. Oopsie. Just... Oh my word. Really? Oh, now we've got too much glue. Here we go. Love my green glue, but sometimes I do not love it because of that. It just gets gunked up quite easily for some reason. And there's a little bit of extra on the top, so I'm just going to wipe it in the middle here. Okay. Because I don't want it to... So I'm going to put that on, straight right on. You know what? I haven't even done the base, have I? Okay, let's do that. Let's do that as well. Okay. So, how nice and simple, nice and easy, not too hard. And when you are trying at Christmas time, you know, like when you're trying to make a lot of these cards as well, so you don't want to make it too hard. It's just enough to have something fancy about it, like it opens up differently, and then but it is not too difficult to put it together. So we have that. Okay, so you've seen what I've done is I've just made it just a little bit different to the other sample that I had, in that I cut this, okay, instead of, yeah, so it just opens out like that. And we do want a little thing here. So I'm going to cut it just under, I think, yes, just under 3. Because we don't want it, or maybe a little bit under 3, maybe actually just under 3. Okay, so is that right? Ooh, maybe you can go a bit more. Okay, okay, I can go a little bit more. It says, what size was that? That's right, it's 14.8 and divided by 2. So I might just go quite a bit. Okay. So just as long as I am allowing myself some room. Yep. And then I can just go with maybe about 4 centimeter. That will do. Maybe. Okay, so it's just a little bit here. And then if I bring in a circle punch, and it can be any circle punch really, and I'm just going to eyeball it, so kind of center it-ish. Hopefully it is center, but you know, I am not too pedantic about it. So now I just want to put glue on the edge, just a slight sliver on the edge, and a slight one on here. Wait, it's not flowing. And then a little bit more Okay, so this multi-purpose glue is so good. I have confidence in it, complete confidence in it. So I'm just going to put it down here. So I've just created like a little pocket. I don't want a big pocket, just enough to slip in a gift card. Okay, I'm just going to give it a moment to settle, and so I won't put the gift card in there. But look, it's almost done. So we've got that, and I just want to make sure that this is really well creased. Right. Okay. So then what do we have? We have 3 more pieces. Now what were they for? Oh, I see. Oh, that was going in there, but you know what? I don't think I need to. So you get a spare one. Oh, I know what it was. I was going to cut that in half to put it in here. Ha! That is so funny. Oh, well, I guess I won't do that. Wait, did I already have one cut out in half? Yes, I do. That's what it was. I was just going to do it that way instead of having that piece. That is why I didn't have that piece. Oh, well, okay. I don't know. Maybe I'll give you both. Then you get to choose. Okay. I guess I could do that now, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to leave that. Maybe I'll do that for another card. All right, so I'm going to leave that plain. So we've got these 2, and I thought I'll be a little bit fancy. I'm going to cut out the Christmas cheer out of that. All right, so I'm going to use our, there's no stamping. I'm just using what we have in terms of the memories and more card. So I'm just going to, I'm using eyeball for everything, eyeballing everything, and then just going like so, and right about there, coming down to here. I don't know if you can see, there's a little notch on our gray bit, so I know where I'm going to, and if it's out to a little bit, that is fine. Again, you know, like this is not, I'm not going to be too precise. Okay, that's again. Okay, might need to use my scissors for that, because I didn't quite get to the end. And right about here to about here, and we're nearly done. Okay, just grab my scissors for this. Okay, and right, so I've just cut out the Christmas chair, still have that, and then this, I am going to fussy cut this tree. Okay, just the way I just want it to layer, creating a bit of layering, so it's not all flat. Yeah, and it's just a tree. It's not too hard to fussy cut this out, you know. So maybe now is a good time. I can tell you a little bit about the promotion that we have currently. Well, actually, we have a few promotions. We have so many things going on, like so many options, you guys. Like, you know, like if you're into card making, if you're into doing classes, you're interested in classes, you can always come to my classes if you're in Auckland, local to me. I've got I have obviously these online classes every week, so that's free to watch, and if you have the supplies, you are most welcome to then just replicate what you see using what you have, and make those cards. If you're a subscriber, you'll get an email subscriber, my email list. Then you'll be getting the card recipe. So not so much instruction and direction, because this is what the video serves that purpose, but in terms of like measurements, so just the recipe in terms of measurements, what size to cut things at, so, and what supplies you need. So that's what you'll be getting if you are an email subscriber, you get that as well. And then I do monthly classes at home around my dining table, so there's limited space. I do try and keep the gathering small so that we can actually connect, because it's not just about the crafting, it's about the connections that we get to have with one another. Too many people and it becomes a bit crowded, and sometimes there are events that I do regularly, like maybe biannually, and that's definitely more people that can accommodate as many as the venue that I have can accommodate, and those are fun too. But the weekly one at home, just due to space as well, so I kind of just have to limit the number of people. But I'm always happy to that one was a little bit out. I'm just going to cut that off. I'm happy always to have another gathering. The more the merrier. So that's kind of like how I wanted this to look. So I've kind of created, instead of just, so I've got those in here like that. Man, I am so not organized with this. I did have this ready for here, but I didn't put it in the kit. Crazy. But that's why when I send them out, I am very careful. All right, I do double check, and so making sure that you've got everything you need. Obviously, if there was stamping involved, I can't send you images of those stamps, because we're not allowed to do that with our what we agree to with Stampin' Up, and with the policy that we abide by is that we cannot send you images, right? We can't, because those are copyrighted, so you'll have to have those stamp set or use whatever you have. So that's kind of like how I want this to be. So I'm just going to, it's going to be lots of layers, so I'm just going to go. Now you don't want to put too much glue. This is what you need to be careful here, okay? Because you don't want to put glue all over here. You don't want to be stuck to this, because then you can't open the card. So you can only do it here. So I'm just going to layer it upon here, and quite happy with that. Just going to glue that on. Yep, that should be clean. Right, and then that goes on top here, bit below. Yep, and then I want some of this to be raised up. Let's have a look. Where would it be raised up? Because obviously there's already layers here. Okay, so I'm going to put down here, here, and possibly down here. Okay. All right, where did we get on with the promotion? So we've got classes. I was telling you about classes. A promotion on kits. So we have kits that are awesome kits, and there are plenty to choose from. And they're currently on special at up to 30%. So, okay. Just realizing. Okay, I'm going to put that one all close there so that I can cover that up. Yep. Okay, so cool. So again, the same, some of this will be on, down here and down here, and then the rest of this will be on glue. So we've got that promotion. That kit is up to 30% off, and that finishes today, because it's a 3-day promotion. Started on the 6th and finishes on the 8th. So if you haven't got yourself a kit, do that. They're just so awesome. Right, so we have Christmas cheer, and you open it up, and then you can put your gift card. I've got a sample here, cinema card. What do you think? Right, so they can have yeah, and then you can write on here. So, or you can put money in here. That's always handy. And so that is card number 1. And so we didn't get to use this because that's what I forgot to. That was meant to be on here. But you know, bonus for you. You can just make a little note card with this. Use a Christmas stamp or a Thanksgiving stamp. If you celebrate Thanksgiving. Now, I was thinking maybe would we put some gold sequins just to kind of make it a little bit, you know, more festive. You could do that if you wanted to. Where is my pick tool? Right, so I could, now what would I want to frame? Do I want to go something like this, like a cheer, Christmas cheer? Maybe I'll do 2 and 1 here. See. Okay, there's a lot here to choose from. Let's have a look. We've got 1 size, 2 size, 3 size. Okay. Right. So probably some glue here, some glue here, and a glue there. Wait, a little dot of glue. Okay, good job. And then if I use that, that was silly. I didn't open the lid. Okay, so maybe 1 here, and maybe that one. Like that one's not even a whole piece. That's weird. Is that the same size? Okay, I want a smaller one. Let's have a look. Yeah, I want a small one. Let's get it on here. And then I want a big one. Let's turn it over and put it on here. Alright, so what do you think? That's kind of, I don't know if I like that actually. Right, I might prefer it there and there. Yeah, okay, so I'm just going to glue it on like that. And where is my little glue eraser? This is so handy to have if you have one of these, you know, because I put glue on these and then decided to change my mind. So I'm just going to rub off the glue. Okay, there you go. Some gold sparkly dude. Just enough to make a difference, make it look shiny, but it's pretty cool. Love it. Okay, so we've got this card number 1, as opposed to the other sample that I didn't cut this, so I left this whole because, yeah, I just want the most wonderful time of the year to be left whole. Again, maybe I can do that. I'll do that after the video, because then I won't be taking up too much time. And here, see what I've done here? I have like that was meant to be on that side. So anyway, you get it. You get the gist. So you've got most wonderful time of the year, joyful days. You know what? You can actually put a photo here too if you prefer, and then you don't have to write too much at all. Well, you can write at the back here a little bit. Okay, so card number 1. That's how you would use, one of the ways you would use your Memories and More card, right? Not just for scrapbooking or pocket scrapbooking, but also for card making. Second card is similar. We are doing something similar. It's just another fun fold, and just made it a little bit fancy. Yeah, just a fancy fold. So this time, this opens up that way, and here is your pocket again. Just using the same one, and this time it's going on like that. Right, so you've got this, okay, and it just kind of sits and, you know, like one of those wobbly cards. Okay, and then I've made it just so that you can stand it up like an easel. And so, yeah, so it just looks like this. So cool, right? It's like just a wobble card, and then you open it up, you've got some journaling here. and you've got your card or money. All right, so, and I didn't put anything in here. You can possibly do that if you want. See, that spare one that I have, I could do that. I could do it here like so if I wanted to. All right, right, let's get to this. Let's see how we do this. Oopsie, just lost my gift card. All right, so the kit, again, you know, things have been pre-cut for you, so you can craft straight away. You can follow, rewatch this and replay if you can't remember how it all works. So you've got a card base, and this time I've used Secret C because I can. Because on Joyful Days, Memories and More card pack, it tells you what colors are the main colors coordinating the kit. The pack. So we've got Cherry Cobbler, Mossy Meadow, Old Olive, Secret Sea, Strawberry Slush, which is kind of interesting. I didn't use Strawberry Slush, so this is Secret Sea. So standard card base, right? Standard to our A4 size, and then I'm just going to fold that in half because I'm making this into an easel card. So this is a very, very basic design for an easel card. I'm going to use my bone folder to crease it well, and also creasing this part well. Okay, so there you go. So that's how it works. And then this little piece is a strip which is similar size. Maybe I should just trim it off a little bit, just ever so slightly. Just trimming it ever so slightly and then putting it on here. And in order for it to be an easel, this needs to be raised up. So we're going to use our, hey, where did it go? Where did my, oh, I was doing so well. I haven't misplaced anything. But we know we've used it. So it is somewhere. Where could it be? And I've just dropped something else. Oh. Joys. Oh, it's fallen down into the bag. Okay. So I'm just going to put one on either end. And then 3, maybe 4. Oh, maybe even 5. Okay. So, nice and simple. So just to raise it up so you can tuck your the front flap in. So that's basically pretty much how you do an easel card, the construction of it. Okay. I'm just going to put it there, like so. And that's it. And then now you just have to have a layer, same size as the card front. Okay. So then that goes like this. Okay. So I just need to glue. So again, remembering you're only gluing this part. So don't put glue on this because then you might end up putting glue all over. So you want to put glue on here. But before I do that, I actually am going to do this layering. So you can do it on this side if you prefer. But I want the color, so I'm going to go for that color. Okay, so again, you know, like the width is fine, but the length is a little bit much, so I'm going to trim a little bit off. What's that? Let's bring that back in. I use my trimmer so much, all the time. If you guys don't have a trimmer, you really need to get a trimmer. If you want to craft well, do get a trimmer. Please do get a trimmer. It is so useful, so handy. Yeah, can't say any more. And our trimmer is pretty good. I just love it. All right. Oh, sorry, it goes on here. Okay, so right, just layering that on. Putting glue all over. Okay. And then just I created a little border. There should be a little border, a mat right around. So we've got that. And then that, now this time we are only going to put glue on this. So we know we're not going to get glue where it shouldn't be. Okay, just the top flap, and then we just line it up. So depending on how you want to line it up, I'm just lining it up that way. Okay. All right, so we've got our base. So this is how it works, an easel card, right? So you need to raise it up so that it can just kind of stay there, like so. You can see how it easels. Of course, you can do it a portrait card too. That would be quite fancy, isn't it? That looks quite fancy. But yeah, this is, I've made it so that it is that way. Okay, so what else do we need to do? Yeah, so there's just some painting. So if you wanted to, you can have another piece of white here, so you can do some more writing, but I just wanted it as an easel, so I haven't done that. But this part here, so we've got this length here. Again, this is the 10.5 width, and then the length is about 24 centimeter because I'm doing 8 centimeter. But when you are creasing it, sometimes you can't just do 8 and 16. You kind of do 8 and a little bit over 16 and just a little bit over. So that's kind of like how I rationale it. Okay, and then that's just going to go straight on here. All right, and then we have Merry Christmas, as you can see. So if I was doing it vertically, then that would be easy. I don't have to do anything to it. I can just go, wait, how did I want this? I want this like that. You can just go like this, Merry Christmas, and there, and that could be fun, right? But I'm choosing to do it landscape-wise, so I then am going to do a bit of surgery on this one. Okay, so I know this is about, so this is, you know, like a 3x4 will fit in there, so a 3, so that is 3. Yeah, and then that is 4. So that's 3. So I want to make this 3. So I need to cut off. So this is 4. So I want to cut. So that is 3. So I need to have, and this I want it in the middle. So I need to have 1/2 inch and 1/2 inch on the bottom. Hopefully that makes sense, because I need 1 inch off, but I don't want to do whole inch just on the one side. So I'm going to do 1/2 inch here. Probably help if I have a flat surface. So 1/2 inch, and then 1/2 inch, and that will make 1 whole inch. Okay, and then that will now fit here nicely. I'm thinking I might want to do it this way. Yeah, this side. Okay, so this. Okay, and you can see there's gaps here, so I'm just going to turn it over to do that. I mean, I can do it this way too if I wanted to. Kind of does match, but I like the contrast, so I'm going to do that. So all right, I'll do the either side first. Okay, so either side of the alrighty. I put a bit too much glue on that side. Okay, all good. Just make sure that I've got this really nicely creased. Okay, there we go. And then that can go in the middle there, and I can raise it up, or I'm just going to glue it on. Okay, you don't want things to be too fat, especially if you're mailing it, because then it will just cost extra in postage. So yeah, well, we want some layering. We don't want too much unless you know you can hand deliver. Okay, so there you go. So I've made it slightly different. All right, and then this part here is where I'm going to use my card. Again, I think I should trim it slightly, ever so slightly. Okay, and then I will use my punch again. You can use a circle punch, you can use whichever decorative punch you have, just to make a little thing, so you know, people know that you can put things in there. And I'm just going to go, I mean, you can go a bit fancy, you can do you can emboss it, okay, if you want it to, but I'm keeping it very simple here. So just, you can emboss it if you want to. And I'm just doing the 3 sides, okay, because just a slight sliver, because I want lots of room for the gift cards, or gift card or money. Okay, just let it sit there. And then this one, same thing. If I put it like this, it's like vertical stripes, and I wanted it to be that way. Okay, so I'm going to cut off again about 3 inches. Right, so I'm going to go like so. And then this time I can have that. Maybe I can have it this way. Yep, I'll do it this way. Okay, or I could do it this way. What do you guys think? Let's do it this way, because the other one, on the other one I use the checkered side. Okay, let's do something different. Why not? We can. So that's quite cool. And does it matter? I don't know. Whatever takes your fancy. Okay, and then that's just going to go on here like that. And that is the top. Cool. So there's a bit of writing there for you to, bit of space for you to write. That should probably be enough, and that can go in here like so. Oh, isn't that cool? There you go. We've got that. Right. That aside. And then now that just goes on here. And yep, that's the right way. It's the easel part. Yep, so that's the bottom. I'm just going to put glue on here. So nice and simple. Okay, it's not hard, but it's very masculine though, this one, isn't it? So you can hold off on the sequins if you don't want the sequins, or if you want it to, you can put the sequins on there too. Or whatever other embellishment you may have. Yeah. Okay, so now I can just lift this up and it will be Merry Christmas. You can see it. You pull this up and you can see your note and you can see the card. Okay, so that is our card number 2. What do you think? Okay, so we've got those 2 cards. And our very first card was that one. So you get a kit each, right? You'll get 2. One for this style and one for this style. And that is your free gift this week if, when you place an order, $50 or more. The other promotion that I started telling you about promotions. So we had our kit promotion, which is going to end at the end of today. So make sure if you're looking at some kits, it's holidays time, it's great to just get a whole box, rather than a whole bunch of bits and pieces. You can get like everything you need to make these 3 gorgeous cards, and you can make 9 of them. So these. Okay, it said it was pausing, so hopefully you are still here. I'm still here. Yep, the other promotion that we have on in October is our starter kit promotion. It's a great kit, great time to get a whole lot of because I have this call that's coming. I will be posting the replay on YouTube, and I will also be sending out the tutorial. Yeah, so make sure you are subscribed to my email listing. Hit the bell button so you can be notified as well on YouTube and on Facebook Live. Yeah, so whenever I go live, you'll be able to be notified for that. I am so grateful that you are here, and I hope you love what you saw today in terms of, and you learned something maybe, and maybe it has inspired you to make some cards. Ooh, I have lost my sequin. Let me go get that. All right. Well, thank you, and I'll see you next week. Bye.